Hello, my name is Adrian Paez. I'm joined here with Steve Gardner, Ryan Patrick, and Mike Cieslinski. We're enjoying a game here, watching the Rangers and Guardians in spring training here in 2026. And we all gathered here to talk about a topic on a short here. And we're going to talk about our strategies for building a team. And because in Dynasty League Baseball, of course, there's so many different options you can choose to how you do it. You can build a defense, offense, whatever you want to do. And we each have our own winning strategies. We've all won a lot recently. The four of us have won World Series in the SMBL, where we all play together. So, Steve, what do you think of first when you build a team? What are your key strategies?
Well, you got to get runners on base. You got to get them home. And so on base percentage and slugging are keys for my team. I look for that. I also look for good defense because that plays a huge role in this game. And so if you've got a team that can score some runs, get runners on base, and can play solid defense, generally you can fudge the pitching to some degree. And so I kind of leave that maybe for later. If I have an ace or two, that's terrific. I'll build around them. But basically I look at offense first.
So you go offense and defense over pitching there, okay.
For the most part, yeah, but we can always make exceptions.
Yeah, that's true, that's true. So how about when you look at high value players versus low value players? Do you try to go in the middle, or?
It all depends a lot of times on what my team's current construction is and what I need. And a lot of times those guys in the middle can help in many different ways. So they're good guys.
What do you think, Mike, about that?
Well, I think there's several different ways as far as building a team. I don't think there's one right way. I think the Earl Weaver strategy that Steve is, I'm of the Whitey Herzog philosophy. So I play in Busch Stadium, a little bit bigger park, although not like the old Busch Stadium that had the really big dimensions and the national turf. But I still like to have teams with some element of speed. So if you look at my teams, most of the players can run well. Maybe they don't always have a great steal rate. So I'd like to have those guys that got Victor Scott now. I'd like to go first to third, first to home, if I'm not stealing, right? Like Steve said, on base percentage is important, but not exclusively. You know, I like to have power hitter 3 and 4 spots. I like to have starting pitchers that are dominant. Number one starter.
Like Paul Skeens.
Like Paul Skeens is on my team. I've got to have one of those guys that's like the best pitcher one of the best pitchers in the league, right? I want, like John Tudor back in the day, right?
Right.
I want to have one of those guys.
Justin Verlander.
And Ryan,
Justin Verlander, right? I got to have one of those guys.
Ryan, you've built really good teams too.
Yeah, and if you can have the bullpen guy, the ace coming out of the bullpen, that kind of completes it. I also like having guys that can come off the bench that can just rake, can be really great pinch hitters. So usually on my team you'll see some really good pinch hitters that I can substitute. Less important now with the DH, right? Because with pitcher batting, that was more important. So not as important now, but it's kind of the basis. But there's more than one way to build a great team.
What do you think, Ryan?
Yeah, no, I agree with everything we're saying. I mean, I for me, that the core is starting pitching and defense. I tend to think I can get away a little bit with not having the heavy bats as long as I have that starting pitching. And I think as far as drafting, the real important thing, at least for me, is getting those high-value players at low-dollar costs.
Yes.
Right? Having that $10 left for, 5 players and being able to spend that $2 instead of that $1.
So what you're saying is your philosophy is the opposite of Steve's.
Shows how most different philosophies can win.
And it shows why Steve always beats me.
Number 29.
A lot of times to find those players, you're waiting to the end of the draft and you're bidding at a player who had an off season, right?
Right.
Or an injured player. And that's how you sneak them by. So that's what I did with, for example, Ozuna, off season. Next 3 seasons, he just dominated, one of the best hitters in the league. So.
Adrian, what about you? What are your thoughts?
Am I still blinking? Okay. I like to build for power. I love getting on base. I like hitting home runs.
Earl Weaver.
Yeah. Yes.
Earl Weaver strategy.
Grip and riff is kind of like it. I like really good pitching. I like getting low value players and making trades to fill holes. I absolutely do not draft